Welcome to your 2019 Reign of Terror season. You excited? I hope so. Because we got some good stuff today. We got your post-draft rankings. I want to first say welcome back to Bill. He's joining us again this year. We are down to 12 teams, but I actually really like 12 teams. And because of that, I've increased the bench spots up to 6 now. So you'll have a little bit more leeway to pick up players and stash some sleepers for later. Real quick, Greg, Kevin McDonald, Austin, and Tom, you guys still owe me money, so pay up soon or I'm going to keep calling you out in my videos. So I'm not going to waste any more time. Let's get right into your post-draft grades. Okay, here's how this system works. You have your Yahoo draft grade. You have your Fantasy Pros draft grade. You have a draft grade that I created based on my own ranking system, very secret sauce stuff. Then you have an average of Yahoo Fantasy Pros and my grade. And then finally, that average drives your letter grade, which you can see on the right. And then the teams are in order based on your average. So first, by and far, the best team is Fat Shack this year. I really like this team. He's got a great 1-2 punch of Christian McCaffrey, and then he needs Gurley to stay healthy here. And he's going to have a really good season if he does. He's also got good production from his wide receivers. And he's even got Jared Cook, who was a great tight end last year, and Robbie Anderson in a flex spot, who's definitely going to benefit. He's even got Mark Ingram on the bench for if one of his running backs goes down. Kenny Galladay, I really like this year. I think the guy's going to be a star. Next, we have Big Black Croc, my team. I started out drafting 2 wide receivers, Julio Jones into Devontae Adams. Devontae Adams is going to need Aaron Rodgers to stay healthy. And then I got 2 kind of questionable running backs who could be really good. Fournette had a bad year last year, but I think he's a bounce-back candidate. And then Kerryon Johnson, he's good in PPR league. He's going to get some receptions. And then I got Evan Ingram because I feel like this year you really kind of need to get a good tight end if you want to go for it. Coming in with a B+, we have Ragin' Ray Rice, Brian's team. He got Aaron Rodgers as a quarterback. He's going to need Aaron Rodgers to stay healthy. Amari Cooper, another one that's going to need to stay healthy, but I think he's going to benefit from having another year in Dallas' system. Tyler Boyd was a rising star last year. He's looking good. Kamara and James White are his running backs. Hopefully James White can see some more production. And then he drafted Zach Ertz early, which I don't have a problem with. I think it was a good year to draft a tight end a little bit early. Unfortunately, his bench is looking a little bit weak. If that's his Achilles heel, that's what it is. Next up, we have Silence of the Rams, who was Yahoo's by and far favorite grade. That is Dad. And Dad's team this year, he's got a lot of Rams on it. He drafted last, which he was complaining about, but I think he benefited from having the ability to draft 2 picks in a row. I kind of like drafting 12th sometimes. So he started out, he's got Michael Thomas and Robert Woods as receivers, Ezekiel Elliott, who he's going to need to come back, but so far things are looking like that. Derrick Henry, who's kind of been a disappointment. He was on my do not draft list for this year, but hopefully I'll be wrong and he'll turn it around. O.J. Howard looked good, and then Emmanuel Sanders should be Denver's wide receiver 1 this year. Next up, we have Brady's Duck Handler, who kept the fine insult name from last year. Brady's Duck Handler looks very good. He was actually our second place team last year. So Mark's going to see if he can go in there. He's got some good wide receivers. He's got DeAndre Hopkins and Brandon Cooks. And then he's got Joe Mixon and Josh Jacobs. Josh Jacobs, I think, is a rookie. So we're going to see how he does this year. Calvin Ridley is a great pickup. He showed a lot of promise last year, and I think he's only going to get better because Matt Ryan's got some easy matchups this year. On the bench, he stashed Duke Johnson Jr., who will probably see some play with, I think it's Lamar Miller going down. All right, next up, we have alt-right Tom Brady, Yackle's team. This year, Yackle had an interesting draft strategy. I was joking because he drafted 2 quarterbacks back to back to back. But Yahoo actually gave him an A- draft grade, so there's something to be like there. He's got Thielen and Keenan Allen. I think Keenan Allen's going to be great this year. And he had the number 1 overall pick, took Saquon Barkley. He's got Tariq Cohen as a starter right now, but Melvin Gordon's waiting on a contract or something, and he'll probably be playing this year. And Jarvis Landry is his flex. Kareem Hunt is another stash for later, which he's going to benefit from having the expanded number of bench slots. Is it because I'm white? I don't get the name. I guess it's because he's Asian. I don't know. But he's got a pretty good draft grade. He got pretty much consistent all around from Yahoo, Fantasy Pros, and my own draft grade. He's got Patrick Mahomes, who's arguably going to be the best quarterback this year. T.Y. Hilton, who is kind of a fade since Luck's not playing. The aging Alshon Jeffrey. Le'Veon Bell, who I think is going to have a great season. He's very fresh and in shape. Dalvin Cook, if he can stay healthy, another one. Jimmy Graham, we'll see how he does. And then Will Fuller, I think he's going to have a great year this year, as a lot of coverage will be drawn by DeAndre Hopkins, freeing him up. So all in all, I think the rating is where it should be for the white boys over here. Next up, we have Greg's team, the Tug and Rub, with a picture of Robert Kraft, which I think is very funny. I found this extremely amusing. What's he got? He's got C+. Fantasy Pros liked his team more than Yahoo or I did, but his team's not bad at all. He's trying out that rookie, Kyler Murray, Arizona's quarterback, Mike Evans, and Tyler Lockett, 2 solid wide receivers, very consistent. David Johnson, hopefully he's due for a bounce-back year. Aaron Jones, if Aaron Rodgers isn't throwing much, he'll be running the ball with Aaron Jones. Vance McDonald, who I think is overdrafted, and Dede Westbrook, who I think is a great pickup for Jacksonville. I think he'll be seeing a lot of production this year. On his bench, he's got a couple stash. He's got Cooper Kupp and Austin Eckler and Royce Freeman and Tom Brady. So he's probably got one of the best benches in the league. So in a war of attrition, Greg's going to come out on top. Where's the beef Brady? Where's the beef Brady? He's kind of in the middle somewhere. He's got a C. What did he do? Let's take a look at his team. So this thing's not coming up. He's got Matt Ryan. I think Matt Ryan's going to be having a great year. I think he's playing a lot of dome games. He's playing a lot of home games. He's going to be throwing the ball really well, and he's healthy. He's got Julian Edelman and the aging Larry Fitzgerald. I'm not crazy about Larry this year. Nick Chubb, who I think is overdrafted, but Cleveland should have a good team. Devontae Freeman, who was hurt last year, coming back. The very red-hot George Kittle, who was a great pickup last year. And Christian Kirk, who I think is going to have a productive year. Good stash on the bench, Marlon Mack and Curtis Samuel, who I think is going to surprise people this year. So Kevin's got a strong bench there. Not much else to say about that. And the Top Gun Ballers. Top Gun Ballers, they are in again this year, and I wasn't super impressed with this team. They got Drew Brees, who kind of declined last year, but he's still freaking Drew Brees. He's got 2 great wide receivers, Odell Beckham and Juju Smith-Schuster. His running backs are kind of meh. He's got Chris Carson for Seattle, who could have an okay year. David Montgomery for Chicago. We'll see what's going to happen with him. I think he's a rookie. Hunter Henry was a great pickup for him. The guy got hurt last year. He was supposed to be a star. And another great pickup on the Chargers is Mike Williams. Bench is a little bit weak. He's got Kalen Ballage as a stash. Peekaboo Crew, the reigning, defending champion, but we're not sure really what he was doing in this draft this year. He made a couple reaches, but perhaps he knows something I don't. He has won 2 years in a row, so who am I to say? Deshaun Watson is his quarterback. This guy's going to be solid. Stephen Diggs, Chris Godwin. Godwin might be a little bit overdrafted. Damian Williams is Kansas City's running back for the time. I don't know. I guess he's okay. Tony Pollard, I think he's a rookie for Dallas. He'll be seeing play time. It's kind of a bet if Ezekiel Elliott doesn't sign with anyone. And then Travis Kelce, who was drafted, I think, in the second round there. And Marquez Valdez-Scantling, okay? And Geronimo Allison and Latavius Murray are some notables on his bench this year. Can't say I'm super impressed with this team. I think the grade's what it should be. And coming in last with the D- grade is our guy Bill, who's back again this year. Maybe he was a little bit rusty for the draft. Jared Goff is his quarterback. Tyreek Hill, I think, is going to have a great year. I think Kansas City is going to have an awesome team. Allen Robinson kind of had a meh year last year, but he could be a bounce-back candidate. James Conner, I think he could have been – I always wanted to get this guy on my team because I think Pittsburgh's got a really good schedule for running backs. And Sony Michel's another one. I think New England's going to trust him to run the ball a lot more this year. Then it kind of goes downhill from here. He's got – Jamison Crowder as his flex slot, and then Kenyon Drake on the bench. A couple stashes he picked up Demaryius Thomas, it looks like. But all in all, I wouldn't say this isn't the best team this year. So there you have it, folks. And keep in mind, this season, anything can happen. We got free agent budgets, and seasons are won and lost on the waiver wire. So if you don't have a great grade on here, don't fret. I've seen a lot worse teams go from low power rankings back up to the top. And real quick, here's payouts and playoffs. Playoffs are going to work the same as last year, even though there's 2 less teams. The top 6 will make the playoffs. The 2 best teams will get buys in round 1. And then payouts have been adjusted. First place will get $500 in the coveted Guillotine Trophy. Second place, $300. Third place, $200. And the most points weeks 1 through 13 will get $200. So that's it, boys. September's here, and I'm looking forward to watching some NFL. If you guys want to hit up the bar with me, go to Beachland or somewhere else in West Hartford if you want. Hit me up. Looking forward to it. Good luck this year, guys. And for those of you who haven't paid me, pay up.